Yeah, and this is one of the, I would say, one of the hot bikes. It's going to... But on the back, hello and welcome back to the channel. Right, we're in Siam Mall, which is right in the heart of the touristy area, and the weather has been weirdly changeable at the moment. It was pouring with rain all night. We've had Kalima with all of the sand and all of the smog from the Sahara, and that's been with us for about 3 days now, but I think it's clearing up. Right. I got an email from someone, a proper local, born and bred in Tenerife, who said, Fred, if you want to see the best riding road in Tenerife, get away from the touristy bits and go onto the, I think it's the T28. I'll include all of the details in the description. I think it's the T28, and it's the snaking road all the way from the west to the east of the island that was built before the motorway came along. You get to go through lots of different tiny little mountainous villages, and apparently it's a brilliant road that the locals all know about. So about to head off there, but before we do, let me tell you about today's video sponsor, and that is Surfshark. So Surfshark is a VPN which basically protects all of your online data. Especially important if, for Monica and I, we're often working from coffee shops using public Wi-Fi, for example, Starbucks. So if we're working away, replying to emails, checking some personal stuff, the Surfshark VPN will encrypt all of your data and make sure it's protected so no one can steal any of that information when you're on a public Wi-Fi. And on top of that, you can actually change the location of your device. So for example, when we're in Tenerife here, I can't watch some of my favorite programs, such as the programs on More 4. But look at this. So I want to demonstrate this because it's so good. So for example, if I go onto More 4, which is a British TV channel, and I go to Live TV and I press watch, service unavailable. So that means that I can't watch it because I'm not in the UK. But if I close it down and I go to, and this is a big selling point for me, the Surfshark app, it's incredibly easy to use. I can now choose, if I go to locations, anyone from a huge amount of different countries to switch the location of this phone. So basically I'm tricking different websites into thinking that I'm currently, in this case, in London. So there we go. I'm now connected in London. I can disconnect whenever I want. I now go back here, make sure everything's closed, and I click back on to More 4. Go to Live TV here, and now if I press Restart Available, I should be able to watch this. How good is that? It's brilliant, isn't it? I love that, just little home comforts. I can watch Countdown while having a Starbucks in Tenerife. It's brilliant. If you click on a link in the description below and then use code Freddy, you'll get 83% off plus 3 months free. And also, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee if you don't like it. So PC Magazine actually rates Surfshark VPN as one of their top 10 VPNs. And I've tried, I've tested it. It's brilliant. The app is extremely easy to use. It gives you that peace of mind of the privacy plus a few extra home comforts. Okay, we've got no idea what there's going to be on the road along the way because, you know, away from the touristy bits, you often don't know how many restaurants, coffee shops, petrol stations and stuff there'll be. So, a few drinks, because it's warm today. It's about 25 degrees, I think. A couple of spinach wraps or spinach pastries, and definitely better fill up with fuel, but I love roads like this. I've got no idea what we're going to find and what it's going to be like, but we should see some really nice little local villages. And thank you for all of the compliments on the clean bike, but I was desert racing, so that's a mixture of me desert racing about 3 days ago and also Colima. Basically, there's a really nice dusty area with lots of little ramps and stuff really near the apartment, and we just discovered it. I was having so much fun. I have to show you it, maybe in the next video, because it's literally like a playground for adults. Shall I show the route?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, so we're here on the southwest part of the island at Siam Mall. I want to get us to this, the TF28. I couldn't remember what it was called. It's the TF28, and this is the road that snakes all the way around here. TF28 here, TF28, TF28, just goes all the way into the mountains past all of these little villages. I can't wait. I don't think we've ever done this road before, so I can't wait to see what it looks like. This is an interesting used bike dealership, I think it is. They may even have some new ones in there, but see the old 1990s sports bikes like the Kawasaki Ninja in there. That's an old Suzuki S-Rad there, and then very nice Honda CB600RR. They love their sports bikes here, and pretty much looks like 80% of all of the bikes here are actually sports bikes. I'm sure they've got it on the outside. Don't know about the inside if I'll be allowed to. So see this one here, it's actually got the Isle of Man badging on this one. Someone's clearly a fan. That's a very nice CBR though. Okay, Honda CB500, Duke, and another CBR. They look very, very good. Probably 80% of all of the bikes here that I see in Tenerife are actually sports bikes. Then you've got a great selection there. Ducati, Kawasaki R6, lovely selection of bikes. So that is the Triumph Thunderbird. That's the bike I've wanted for probably about 10 years or something like that, but never managed to get it. Love that. And then you've got another brilliant looking cruiser, VN900. Harley Street Bob. So these bikes actually for Tenerife, to have one of those, that'd be a lovely bike to explore the island on, that Street Bob. That's the Suzuki, I always forget the name of that, Suzuki Boulevard there. And this one, that's so cool. I think that must be a little Honda monkey bike or something like that. Maybe an old one from the 80s or 90s. A few Chinese ones there. And this one, this is one of the, I would say one of the hot bikes. It's going to be a huge future classic, the Yamaha MT-01. I think that's a 1700cc engine bike. That's a very, very special bike. This will be appreciating in value massively. If I had money and space, I'd be going out and buying one of these, 100%. Ducati Monster, and then some new Kawasaki's and things like this. And then you've got the sports bikes like the old Kawasaki Ninja, the Yamaha R6, and these are all for sale. I think they don't rent, but they are for sale. And then a beautiful Ducati, but really, really nice selection here of stuff. including new stuff. And of course, I think they'll service too. They've got an incredibly eclectic selection of motorbikes. That is, Cabras bikes, nothing for rent. But if you're on the island looking to buy a motorbike, that looks like a really good place because they cover pretty much the entire spectrum of motorbikes. Wow, that's an old Seat Marbella and someone's chopped the roof off. And look at the rear wheel, it's barely actually touching the ground. They've chopped the roof off, made a crash bar out of it and turned it into a little kind of pickup truck. Got only in a warm country like this though, because there's no protection at all to put on the back. That's very cool. So utilitarian. Good job. Had to pull over actually. We just saw this beautiful traditional Canarian house with the wooden balcony, terracotta tiles painted in white. Stunning. And this road, the TN28, it doesn't disappoint. It is an incredible road. So thank you so much for the tip-offs. Imagine this view. I know it's Kalima now, but that is an incredible view of the sea. In fact, we can pretty much see our apartment in the distance. Cacti surrounding it. Tenerife, land of eternal spring, so flowers in full bloom and stuff. But what a beautiful property. Imagine having coffee on that balcony there with a view of the sea every morning. That's very special. It's what we see a lot of here when you get away from the touristy bits and onto these back roads. These terraced buildings here, I can't really figure it out and picture which ones are houses and which ones are just plots for farming and stuff like this, but that is some serious terrace living there. And I think that's probably some farms, some farming with livestock at the very top. They must grow stuff here, but it actually goes all the way down into the valley there. I always wonder how old it is and how was it built? Why is there this little wall here of bricks right near the bottom of this crevasse? Why would that be built there? And then this is a little farming bit that's been built right up onto the top. And can you see the colour of that water there?
Oh yeah.
Looks,
wow.
I guess it looks pretty stagnant, like it's not a flowing stream, but that will come all the way up from the top of Teide, I guess, all the way along here, right up into the mountains. Should we carry on?
Yes, let's go. No words.
No words. Proper Land Rover, that. Land Rover badge on the front. Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh no, I tell you what. This is very interesting, very interesting.
Why?
Look, come to the front, Monica. Land Rover badge on the front.
Mm-hmm.
But on the back it says 88.
So?
And 88 isn't Land Rover. Land Rover's 90. Oh yeah, 88 Especial. 88 Especial. That will mean it's... Is it the Spanish Santana, maybe? I guess this will not be... Oh, someone tell me. I don't think it's a Land Rover. What a thing, though.
It looks like a Land Rover.
It looks very, very like a Land Rover. I think it will be the Spanish equivalent, which still looks very good. Someone let me know. I don't think it's a Land Rover. Wow. What a thing to just be parked here. Actually,
I know.
And what a setting to have it here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cacti there, mountains, sea in the background.
Let's just see what's inside.
Yep, I think. Just seeing what, if that gives us any clues inside. Yeah, it's all in Spanish writing there. And I don't think that looks like the Land Rover interior. I don't think. Oh, it's good. Oh, this has been here for a long time though.
A little different than all the rest. I'm quite old-fashioned, wear a hat, sometimes play chess. And when I'm out, I'm looking for that vintage fling.
This seems like as good a spot as any to enjoy a little bit of lunch. So, probably a bit rude to actually sit on the...
Yeah.
See, do you know what, it throws me? Santana, it's got the Land Rover logo and... Wait, hold on, I know we're about to go to lunch, but that says Land Rover Santana. That floor mat says Land Rover Santana, so they must have had an actual official collaboration. I didn't realise it was an official collaboration. Land Rover Santana, interesting. Right, enough about the Land Rover. Let's have a bit of lunch.
Little complexions that I adore. So hard to find, these seem impossible to score. So I dream on to someday find that vintage love. I kept on looking, but everyone's such a bore. And out of a sudden, you came through the door. At the next table, you're whisking me. The lights were dimmed as our eyes met, moves on me. And forevermore, I like to share that vintage dream. La di la di la di di di. La di la di la di 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 di. La da 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 da.
Sane beauty. Wow, and in that colour as well. Whoa. And there's an old Fiat outside, but what a car, isn't it, in that colour? And it's got colour coordinated door cards as well, in blue with a white steering wheel, blue seats. Looks like it's been freshly restored because everything is perfect on it. That must be an old, maybe Fiat 127 or something inside. This is the great thing about getting away from the motorway. You see so many interesting little villages and old cars in here. Now I don't know. Is that a Santana or is that a Land Rover? I've got no idea. And you've got this old 1980s Mitsubishi behind it. Look at the condition. In fact, this is a great spot because you can see the underside of that Mitsubishi. There is no rust on that Mitsubishi. I don't think I've ever seen one of those. What would that be? An old would it be an old Colt or something like that? It's been on the island a long time with a TF plate, but that's got to be a ridiculously rare car. It's the kind of car that's probably just one or two of those left in the whole of the UK. They're so common now, but Toyota Land Cruiser as well. It's literally like seeing a Ford Fiesta though, or something like that with the Land Cruisers. Most of the properties in Tenerife are what you see here, kind of 1980s, 1990s, different coloured, quite square properties, but every so often, and it is rare because there aren't many old properties in Tenerife, you get something like that, an old farmhouse, but nearly every time you see these kind of buildings, especially in the south, they're not converted into, for example, beautiful farmhouses or, I don't know, holiday apartments. They're just left and then new properties are built. So what seems to happen most of the time, these old buildings are just left and someone builds something new in place of it instead of renovating it. And look at that, that's so nice. So much potential to be a really nice building, that. So we probably did, in reality actually, 45 minutes or so of that TF28, and it goes on for about 5 hours, so that's a brilliant day route if you've got enough time, but we ended up keeping on stopping and stopping and stopping. These types of places though, these little service stations, it's where all of the locals go, and I always talk about, but it's brilliant. You don't get, I won't lie, you don't get service with an absolute smile. You get decent service and fairly minimal words back. So I paid, I didn't know if it had gone through, but the lady serving me the coffee just walked off, so I just assumed I'd paid. But it's a great little insight into how the locals live. You know, you see the people coming in after a day's work, saying hi to the bar lady and stuff like that. I love it. 2 cappuccinos with soy milk, £2.10. It's brilliant value. I love these little places. Right. We'll tuck into these and we'll leave you to it. Thank you so much for coming on with us today. Please do give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and have a brilliant day.